Chapter 2. Going to School. It had been 2 days since Ashuko moved from Colombia. Tomedo and Ashuko had been together during recess in school but had never talked to each other that much. Tomedo was standing beside Ashuko's apartment, as he always did before they went to school. He waits for Ashuko to come. They walk to school. After that, Tomedo accompanies her home before heading back to his own house. "Hi," Ashuko said as she came out of the building. "Hi, how are you?" Tomedo said. "Good, and you?" Ashuko spoke slowly, trying to remember the word you. Ashuko's had to learn some English with her mom, and she has all of it written down in her notebook, so she can try to have small conversations without using Google Translate. "I'm fine, thanks," Tomedo responded. As they walked to school, Tomedo wondered how long this friendship would last. They never talk to each other, they don't know each other. It was just a waste of time to be with someone you couldn't communicate with. Tomedo didn't want to talk to her because the interaction would be pretty awkward and not worth the effort. As he was walking, he noticed that Ashuko would sometimes abruptly slow down while walking, as if she had something on her mind. She sometimes stopped and continued walking. It was weird, it felt like she wanted to say something or that something was bothering her. A minute passed. Ashuko looked nervous. She took a deep breath and started to walk slower. Tomedo noticed and started to also walk slower. Ashuko went slower and slower until she stopped. Tomedo turned around and found himself confused about why she had stopped again. "Is she okay?" Tomedo wondered. Ashuko was looking at the ground. She took her phone from her bag and turned around. She was typing something. Tomedo stayed where he was and observed Ashuko for a few moments. She lowered her phone and was still looking in the opposite direction. Tomedo got a bit concerned about what was happening. His heart was beating faster and faster. Ashuko turned around and began reading from her phone. "Tomedo, I know this is a lot to ask, but can you teach me English? I really want to learn this language and be better at it. Everything feels scary when you don't know what they are talking about. It makes me feel anxious and makes me feel like I don't belong here. I want to be able to communicate with more people, including you. I want to be able to make the most of the time that I have here, like making friends and traveling the country. So if it doesn't bother you too much, I would really appreciate it if you could teach me English. I will also learn on my own. My mom is too busy with her job, so she doesn't really have much time to teach me. Tomedo, can you teach me English? It would mean a lot." Ashuko spoke slowly with her broken English. Tomedo was surprised that Ashuko was asking him to teach English. This could be his first time being useful, for it was the first thing he thought. Tomedo found the speech touching, but it wasn't enough. He wouldn't be good at teaching her. Tomedo himself is about to fail English, so helping her learn English makes no sense. Plus, he doesn't have the time for it. There was still a lingering feeling of wanting him to help her, but he kept it away, knowing he could only do harm to her journey. Giving false hope is something he doesn't want to do. He smiled and was about to say no, but then he realized something. His dad might have told Ashuko's mom to say that. If he refuses, his dad might actually follow through on his threat to take away his video games. He needs to play along, even if it means sacrificing his free time. "Hopefully I don't regret this," Tomedo thought to himself. "I would love to," Tomedo said, smiling, trying to hide his face screaming full of regrets. Ashuko nodded in excitement. She typed something on her phone quickly. "Now what?" he thought. "Thank you so much. I will try very hard," Google Translate said. Tomedo smiled, and he continued walking, wondering if this friendship was going to go anywhere. Why did his dad have to drag him into this? He thought to himself. Let's hope for the best, Tomedo thought. Both continued walking and reached the school ground, a place where a lot of things are about to go down.